What I want to do in this video is show you how to create arrays. Now, arrays are basically like giant lists, and what they do is that you can store numbers, strings, anything you want basically in here, any like primitive data types, meaning like chars or ints and doubles, stuff like that. And you can do quite a bit with this. You can create databases using arrays. They're pretty useful. And so I'll show you how to create them in this video. And I've created the pseudocode up here, and we're not going to be having the user enter any information. We're going to assign random numbers to the array and then print out the array. Now, arrays, it's a bit different if you want to print them out. So I'll show you. And what you want to do first is actually create the array. So the way to create an array is just by typing your data type. So I'm going to create an array of ints, and then you just assign a name. So I'm just going to put list, and then you want to put these two brackets, these square brackets, and then equals new int square bracket, and you want to put the size of the array. So I'm going to create an array of 10 integers and then just put a semicolon. So this will let me enter 10 integers. Now these square brackets, you can actually just put them here too if you want, like right there. It doesn't really matter, but you just have to have these in here. And what you want to do next is actually assign numbers to the array. So to do that, all you have to do is to go through the array assigning the numbers. So to do that, to access every single index meaning like at each point in the array, so starting from 0 to size of the array -1. So basically it'll go from 0 to 9. That's 10 integer values, right? It always starts from 0. Now to do that, all you want to do is create a for loop. Now I've told you for loops are very useful, and they're most useful in actually assigning values and printing out arrays. So what you want to do is just create a for loop. So int I equals 0, so starting from 0. Now you can just make it I is less than 10 as your condition, and then just I plus plus. But what you want to do is that if you decide later to change this to say 11, then it'll stop at 10, right? It won't go to the 10th index, it'll go to the 9th index. So what you want to do is just get the size of the array. So the size of the array is list.length. Now for strings, to get the length of a string, so strings length is equal to the name of the string dot length with parentheses. In an array, to get the length of an array, you just put length and you don't need parentheses. So yeah, just remember that. And then we're just going to go ahead and assign the random values. So to do that, you have to put the name of your array, square bracket, and then I for the index of the array, close square bracket, is equal to, since it's an int, we're going to do int math.random, and I'm going to just go up to 10. This will assign um, the values to the array. And to print out the array, all you have to do is just use the for loop again. All you want to do is just system.out.println, or actually I'm just going to do print, so it prints it in one line. And all I'm going to do is just type in list I again, and to put a space between them, just put quotation space quotation. That'll add a space between the numbers so it doesn't just look like one giant number. And you want to do this inside a for loop, because if you just go ahead and print out system.out.println list, what this is going to do is just print out not the entire list, it'll print out the location of the list on your drive basically. It won't print out the value of the index. So if you put system.out.println 1, it'll only print this one, whatever value is at the index 1, not the entire array. And if you put list, it prints the location on the hard drive of the array. So you don't want that unless you do. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. And so yeah, let's see if this works. Let me bring this up. And we're going to build it. And we don't have any errors. I'm going to run the file. Okay, so these are the random numbers right there. So if you want, I'm actually just going to print out one value, so system.out.println. So I'm also just going to print out the index 5, whatever value is at index 5, and I'm going to run that. And print line, oh okay, so just to go to the next line, .out.println, I'm just going to put an empty line. Okay, so the value at index 5, so 0, 1, let me zoom in, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is 9, and I printed out 5 again, and there you have it. It only prints out a single thing, but yeah, that can be useful in some cases, I guess. And yeah, that's arrays. They're very useful. There's also something called array list, and I'll show that in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.